Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to develop an AI-controlled system capable of seeking and driving to a designated target. Let's get started. We are going to use Unity's new ECS along with Navmesh Surface and Navmesh Agent to achieve this behavior. We will follow the Navmesh Agent to its destination and also make the vehicle movement and Navmesh Agent movement dependent on each other. We are going to build upon our previously developed player drive system or model. If you feel lost or have not seen my previous video yet, please watch it now. There is a link in the description down below. This is what we developed so far, and as you know, we have a player drive component, system and entity all working together so our player can drive the car. Here we are going to develop similar model for AI, where we have AI drive component, system and entity. Since we will be speaking the same language with drive bridge component, it does not really care who is driving the vehicle. It can be either player or AI. We can of course club player drive entity and AI drive entity together and come up with a generic drive entity, but this would mean having a lot of conditional statements or if else statements in generic drive entity class depending on who is driving the vehicle. In order to mitigate this, we will then have to have an abstract class implementing common behavior and dynamically spawning player and AI drive entities. So to keep things simple, we will have separate drive entity class implementation for our AI, and as long as we have the same method names and signature in both classes for common methods, we can refer to them dynamically when we add more functionality. This comes with a trade-off of some repeated code in both classes. Here we are in Unity with my terrible looking 1 square kilometer terrain, and I have a target to reach, which in our case is a simple sphere placed on the other side of this terrain. Let's bring in our vehicle and fine-tune wheel colliders until it feels good to drive on this terrain. Okay, that should do. Let's create our C# classes AI drive component, AI drive system and AI drive entity. Let's disable our vehicle for a moment. The idea here is to follow the Navmesh agent rather than having it attached to our vehicle. We are doing this so our vehicle can be purely controlled by physics. So let's create a Navmesh agent and a Navmesh agent type for our car with approximately the same dimensions. We will also bake Navmesh and make sure that there is a path to destination and it is on the Navmesh as well. Okay, now let's start writing our code. We are going to have all the variables from our player drive component and then some. First, let's copy all the variables we need and then start declaring the new set of variables. We will be using the NavMesh agent, which will start moving towards the target as soon as we assign target to its destination. So let's declare a variable to hold our agent position. We need a way to find where the agent is in local space with respect to our vehicle. The process of doing this is called inverse transform point in classic game object world. Since we are striving to move all the essential mathematical calculations to entities world, we will declare a float tree to calculate inverse transform point ourselves. Since we want to calculate the inverse transform point with respect to our vehicle, we will need our vehicle's local to world matrix. We are going to pause our NavMesh agent movement if it ventures too far from our car. These are the set of new parameters that we will need. Let's save it. Let me change my AI drive component to struct as well. Okay. We will now write our AI drive system and remove the auto-generated code. We will extend system base and copy some of the calculations from previously developed code, as we will need them here as well. Now let's calculate the inverse transform point. Inverse transform is a matrix which can be used to convert world space representation into local space representation. You see, I was initially trying to calculate inverse transform point by multiplying the inverted local to world matrix with the agent position. This, however, did not yield the right result. We must rather be transforming the world position to local position, so we need to use math.transform instead of multiplication. Let's do this. We will also calculate the magnitude of our inverse transform point to get the distance between our vehicle and NavMesh agent. The steer parameter is going to rely on the position of agent. We need to know if the agent is on the left or right side with respect to the local forward or z-axis of our vehicle. We can get this information by dividing the x component of inverse transform point by its magnitude, or in other words, x component of normalized inverse transform point. We will multiply this with our max steering angle. The best part is that we don't need this to run on the main thread. This system, no matter how many AI cars we plan to drive with it, can be executed on worker threads. Great. Finally, we'll build our AI drive entity, which is almost similar to that of player drive entity. Let's again copy the variables and methods, and we will modify them as needed for our AI drive entity. We are going to need placeholders for agent and destination game object, as well as variable to hold the distance between agent and vehicle. Let's declare them. Alright, let's pass in the agent position, local to world matrix of a rigid body and rigid body velocity. Okay. We are going to need one last method to pause and resume the agent movement based on the distance constraint we have defined. And we are also going to set the agent destination in the start method. Okay, let's save it and see if it is working. Let's assign our newly developed AI drive entity to driver game object. We will also assign variable values along with destination game object and now mesh agent. Let's not apply any brakes for now, as we are not accelerating anyway if the agent is too close. In other words, we are having pulsed acceleration. Let's disable player drive entity and hit play. Okay, here we have our car moving towards target all by itself. Let's switch to entity debugger, and here is the entity which got created, and as you can see, all the parameters are getting calculated as expected. We can tweak a lot of things here, such as agent setting, wheel collider, and constraints which we have defined ourselves to get varied behavior. I will upload another video of multiple AI vehicles driving towards a designated target on a very large terrain to see if our vehicles can still find target over longer distances. This will help us identify some major caveats in our logic, which can be enhanced later. We can now start working on spawning destination game objects at runtime, so we don't have to manually set them at the start of our game. There are few fundamental differences when it comes to matrix multiplication and transformation while using new Unity mathematics. I highly recommend watching this video from Unity highlighting these differences. There is a link in the description. I hope this has answered some of your questions, and if you find these videos helpful, please consider subscribing. This is all I have for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep having fun.